and that this regular meeting is being held in Council Chambers, 200 South Street, Morristown, New Jersey. Adequate notice of this meeting was provided according to law by written notice to the Morristown Daily Record, the official newspaper of the town of Morristown, and to the Newark Star Ledger, both more than 48 hours ago. Notice was also posted on the bulletin board at Town Hall and filed with the office of the town clerk of the town of Morristown. I do further state that I shall enter into the minutes of this meeting a statement that such notice was furnished as particularly described by me in this public announcement. Take a roll call. Councilman Foster is excused this evening. Councilman Iannacone?
Here.
Councilwoman Lindsay? Here. Councilman Polipchuk?
Here.
Councilman Russo?
Here.
Councilman Silva?
Present.
And Council President Umbriac.
Here.
Mr. President, you have a quorum.
Thank you. Can we please take a moment of silence? And can we please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, there are 4 items on the consent agenda this evening. Unless any member of council would like to pull them for separate consideration, I would ask for a motion to adopt.
I'll make a motion to adopt the consent agenda in Moss.
Second.
On the adoption of the consent agenda, Councilman Iannacone.
Yes.
Councilwoman Lindsay. Yes. Councilman Polipchuk.
Yes.
Councilman Russo.
Yes.
Councilman Silva.
Yes.
Council President Umbriac.
Yes.
Thank you. At this time, I'll open up the floor for a public hearing on any matter. Kindly state your name and address and limit your comments to 5 minutes or less. Be advised that derogatory comments targeting members of council and/or administration may be ruled out of order.
Come on up, Kristen.
So no shots, Kristen, at anybody on the board.
Oh, yeah, like I would. Hi, everybody.
Good evening.
I'm Kristen Ace. I live at 24 Franklin Street. I'm here tonight as a representative of the Shade Tree Commission as the chairperson. First, I'd like to say Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
And welcome to our new council members. So the reason why I'm here is because we do have new council members, and the Shade Tree Commission wanted to do a little overview to let you know who we are and what we do. So we are a group of highly trained volunteers put in place to protect, promote, and preserve our urban tree canopy. At this time, that's about 4,500 trees on our streets and in our parks. We also oversee all native plantings and shrub plantings. Last year, the Morristown Shade Tree Commission clocked over 1,000 hours in volunteer time, which nets out to be $35,000 in money that we've given to our town. To date, we have brought in $150,000 in grant money. We are responsible for the FlexiPave and the biochar project in the business district, and we have planted about 1,000 trees. Our sister organization, the Friends of Foots Pond Wood, that works under our umbrella, has transformed Foots Pond from an invasive wasteland to a native wonderland. It is now a place that people come to not only from our town, but all towns around us. It is a destination point in Morristown. We work with every facet of the government: engineering, DPW, zoning, planning, all of you, administrative, and of course, Mayor Doherty. We are always looking for help. Always looking for help. Councilman Iannacone and Council President Umbriac certainly know what it's like to do a little hands-on sweat equity with us. But if you can't or don't wish to get your hands dirty, there are lots of ways that you can help us. We are your conduit to all tree issues, all native planting issues, all shrub issues, and you are our conduit to residents that maybe we haven't met yet. So our hope is to someday have a Friends of in every park that we have forested areas to help us keep our parks pristine in that manner, and so that everyone can enjoy a wonderful forest experience. But that requires more people than we have on our commission, and that's where you guys come in. We need you to help us bring those people to us. So we will always keep you informed on what we're doing. You may reach out to me anytime you have a question. My email is k-ace@townofmorristown.org, and Margot will have that for you if you need it. We are super excited about the year coming up. We are very happy to work with all of you. Trees, they clean our water, they clean our air, and they cool our planet. So for us, this is a deep honor to serve the town in this manner, and we are excited to work with all of you. So thank you for your time, thank you for listening, and thank you for your service.
Thanks, Kristen.
Thank you, Kristen.
Thank you, Kristen.
Anyone else in the public that would like to come up for a public hearing? Seeing none, I will close the public hearing. Any council responses to public hearing? I will just say thank you, Kristen. I know you're very dedicated to your work. I know that my boys and I love to come and help clean up your parks, so certainly keep me in mind when you have any volunteer opportunities, and I'll make sure the council is aware of them as well. Okay. Mr. Mayor, report of mayor and town officials.
Again, let me reiterate, our business administrator is under the weather. She won't be in attendance. And for all your guys' information, Shiva's doing excellent. We look forward to having her back and her full road to recovery. Quickly, on the 8th, we had the grand opening of Genesis Orthopedic and Spine on Lindsay Drive, and that was with the Morris Township Mayor. Council President Nathan Umbriak was in attendance. Anybody know that was it, right? We're the only
Just
one.
the mayor from Morris Township?
Yeah,
and
from here.
And from here, just me and you.
And the mayor from Morris Township. Even though that it is in the township, it was a perfect opportunity for the two mayors to collaborate on what's important for especially our geriatric residents, especially when it comes to orthopedics, spine, etc. So we're going to, in the future, in the very near future, going to do something with our seniors, both the township and town. Basically, if you come to our senior center and some of our events, whether it's chair yoga, whether it's exercise, whether it's some of the activities they have in the senior center, you'll see a number of people from the township there also. So it's a perfect opportunity for us to start working together on something, and so we can't wait to get that together. On the 15th of January, Martin Luther King Observance Committee hosted its 54th annual King Day celebration in honor of Martin Luther King Day at Calvary Baptist, well attended. And again, the Martin Luther King Observance Committee does an outstanding job putting that together year after year, and it was their 54th. Congratulations to the Observance Committee. Wednesday the 17th, we had a senior Q&A up in the senior complex, and some of the questions were always right at you when it comes to your seniors. They don't hold anything back. They really give it to you, and it's the ongoing still issues that we were discussing last night with Council Liaison and Councilwoman Tina Lindsay and Councilman Robert Iannacone last night with the housing. All this plays into the same part, and they are improving. They still have some issues, but they are improving. So we look forward to finally getting to the point where they improve everything, and I believe that's right down the road. I want to acknowledge a few things before I turn it back over to you, Council President. I would like to acknowledge the passing of retired police officer Terry L. Weaver, passed on January 12th at the age of 80. Passing of longtime Morristonian resident Antonio Cardona, had his funeral last week at the age of 105. Antonio was born in Columbia and moved to Morristown in 1972. And the Cardona and the Betancourt family have been very active in Morristown and friends to us all for many, many, many years. Hector's been on my planning board for a number of years and also a business owner in town. So we want to just give a shout out to the Cardona family on their loss and wish them well. But, you know, it's like I said at the wake, 105 is it's not something you hear every day, and it's pretty amazing. I also want to recognize the passing of Patricia Kersey. For those who knew the Kersey family and knows the Kersey family, that's a long-standing family in the town of Morristown with deep roots. And I didn't find out up until a couple of weeks ago when they had a vigil and I couldn't make it. I had other arrangements that day. I didn't know she passed in November. So our thoughts and prayers are to their family and all the families of the ones I just mentioned. And finally, I just want to mention our captain, Michael Andrusano's wife. Her mother passed away, so let's keep her family and his family in our thoughts and prayers as they go through their trying time of a death in their family. And that's it, Council President.
Thank you. All right, other presentations and reports. It's noted that it's just for informational purposes, so it's in your packet. So we'll move on to council liaison reports.
I go first then. Morris Parking Authority, on January 4th, they have their reorganization meeting. There was the election of officers, and there was the installation of Michael Rogers as commissioner. I think he's going to be a very great asset to the MPA. And then last week, they had their first meeting where they, They make a resolution honoring Commissioner Anthony Lucia. He served the commission for 52 years. And also they presented a plaque to Joseph Margiotta, 40 years of service as an employee of MPA. That's it.
Thank you. Steve?
So the Morristown Partnership met on the 10th for their reorganization meeting. It was the day after one of the big storms, so they had a lot of business owners still doing a lot of cleanup and bailing out basements. But Ryan Dawson was elected to be their new president for this year, so it looks like it's going to be a good year, and I look forward to working with them.
Wonderful. Any other? No? Okay.
Council President, interrupt one thing. I do want to mention one thing, 'cause I saw a stack of tickets today. It is a requirement for people to shovel their sidewalks, and the Central Business District. Tickets were issued. Several people did not shovel their sidewalks, and it was very treacherous out walking. There was a lot of ice under that snow. That even though we only got a couple of inches, you are still required to shovel your sidewalks. And I noticed in a lot of areas of town people did not shovel their sidewalks. It is a requirement, and you will get a ticket. They were out checking property maintenance. The director is in the back, and I think they did issue some tickets, correct? So please, if it snows, just shovel your sidewalk. And if there's an issue where you're laid up or you can't, please call the town hall, call our office, and we'll figure it out. But just don't let it go unattended, because it's dangerous. It's dangerous for a seeing eye that go around throughout the town. It's dangerous for elderly. It's dangerous for anybody walking on sidewalks that have snow covered and ice underneath them. So that's it. I forgot you brought that up. With the snow, it clicked. So
Yeah.
Thank you for enforcing.
Yeah, thank you. All right, let's move on to regular business.
Okay, there are two ordinances on the agenda for introduction this evening. Ordinance number O-2-2024, an ordinance amending the Town of Morristown Municipal Code by repealing in its entirety Chapter 30 entitled Land Development Ordinance and replacing it in its entirety with Chapter 30 to be entitled Land Development Ordinance.
I'll make a motion to introduce ordinance number O-2-2024.
Second.
Are there any comments or questions from council?
The only comment is just clarification. This is identical to what we had passed with the former council, and it's just the necessity of this was because of the improper notice, and we wanted to perfect the adoption of it.
Correct.
That is 100% correct, yes.
Yep.
And there was some, Phil did clean up some typos and
Yeah.
things like that. Yeah.
Minimal.
But the substance is identical.
Substance is all the same.
Correct.
Okay, on the introduction of ordinance O-2-2024, Councilman Iannacone.
Yes.
Councilman Lindsay.
Yes.
Councilman Polypchuk.
Yes.
Councilman Russo.
Yes.
Councilman Silva.
Yes.
Council President Armington.
Who?
Council President Umbriac.
Yes.
Armington's no longer here.
Apologies,
It's
sir.
Polypchuk.
Big shoes to fill.
Okay, Ordinance O-2-2024 has been introduced properly by title. It is scheduled for a consistency review at the January 25th Planning Board meeting, followed by a public hearing and possible adoption on February 13th. Ordinance number O-3-2024, ordinance amending and supplementing the code of the Town of Morristown, Chapter 7 Traffic, Section 7-17.6, Schedule of Streets.
I'd like to make a motion to introduce ordinance number O-3-2024.
Second.
Okay, any comments or questions from council?
Just thank you to Anthony and Jillian for moving this so quickly. Appreciate it.
Okay, on the introduction of ordinance O-3-2024, Councilman Iannacone.
Yes.
Councilwoman Lindsay.
Yes.
Councilman Polypchuk.
Yes.
Councilman Russo.
Yes.
Councilman Silva.
Yes.
And Council President Umbreak.
Yes.
Ordinance O-3-2024 has been introduced properly by title and will be considered further after a public hearing on February 13th. There's one ordinance for public hearing and adoption, and that's ordinance O-1-2024, an ordinance amending and supplementing the code of the Town of Morristown, Chapter 7 Traffic, Section 40.2, handicap parking on streets for private residences, to add a dedicated handicap parking space for a resident of 16 Phoenix Avenue.
I'd like to make a motion to adopt ordinance number O-1-2024.
Second.
At this time, I'll open the floor for a public hearing on ordinance O-1-2024 only. Seeing none, I will close the public hearing. Any comments or questions from council? On the adoption of ordinance O-1-2024, Councilman Iannacone?
Yes.
Councilwoman Lindsay?
Yes.
Councilman Polypchuk?
Yes.
Councilman Russo?
Yes.
Councilman Silva?
Yes.
And Council President Umbreak?
Yes.
Ordinance 1-2024 is adopted. There are 10 resolutions for adoption tonight. Would members of council like to pull any for separate consideration?
Can we pull R-42-2024?
42?
Yes, please, thank you.
Okay,
Number 38, please.
okay. 38, you said?
Yes.
With that, I would ask for a motion to adopt resolution numbers R-33-2024 through 37-2024 and R-39-2024 through 41-2024.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
On the adoption of those resolutions, Councilman Iannacone.
Yes.
Councilwoman Lindsay.
Yes.
Councilman Polypchuk.
Yes.
Councilman Russo.
Yes.
Councilman Silva.
Yes.
Council President Umbreak.
Yes.
Motion carries. Resolution number R-38-2024, resolution authorizing an agreement with Pobby's Concession to rent space and provide concession services at the Burnham Park Pool during the 2024 season.
I'll make a motion to adopt resolution number R-38-2024.
Second.
Councilman.
I just want to say to Mr. Mayor, my family and I are frequent patrons of the Burnham Park Pool, and they have been since we moved here. And this is the right concessionaire for this space. It's the right food, it's the right prices, it's perfect. They are a neighbor of mine, and that's not the reason why I'm saying this, but it is the right one, and I appreciate you guys welcoming them back.
Yeah, we agree. It is very difficult to find the right vendor for any pool concessions, and we hit a home run with this group.
Absolutely.
Appreciate the comments.
Excellent. Thank you.
On the, are we good?
Yes.
On the adoption of resolution R-38-2024, Councilman Iannacone.
Yes.
Councilwoman Lindsay.
Yes.
Councilman Polypchuk.
Yes.
Councilman Russo.
Yes.
Councilman Silva.
Yes.
Council President Umbreak.
Yes.
Motion carries. Resolution number R-42-2024, resolution awarding a contract to Green Valley Group, Inc. for alternate number 1, furnishing and installation of noise-reducing fence covering for the pickleball courts at Lidgerwood Park.
I'll make a motion to adopt resolution R-42-2024.
Second.
Councilman.
Just a quick question as far as, talks about reducing the fence covering for the pickleball courts at Lidgerwood Park. You know, I'm not myself a pickleball player, but I hear it can be very loud. I mean, are we just very comfortable knowing that this will, you know, the noise reduction will be enough for the close-by neighbors? Is that something, I don't know.
If Anthony and Julian aren't here, there's
Yeah.
nobody to answer that.
Okay. Well, then,
Council, and I'll try to address your question. We are very concerned, obviously, about the noise that is associated with these pickleball courts, but this seems to be the only measure that we can find
Okay.
to address this concern. So where we don't know if it'll mitigate it completely, we know that this is the sort of the best efforts we can make to mitigate the noise.
okay, fair enough. Yeah, I was just wanted to put that on the record.
Thank you.
Thank you.
On the adoption of Resolution R-42-2024, Councilman Iannicone?
Yes.
Councilwoman Lindsay?
Yes.
Councilman Polypchuk?
Yes.
Councilman Russo?
Yes.
Councilman Silva?
Yes.
And Council President Umbreak?
Yes.
Okay, no unfinished business. We do have one item of new business. I would like to open up the floor for nomination for a member of the Southeast Morris County Municipal Utilities Authority for a 5-year term ending 1/31/2029.
I'd like to nominate Arthur Clark.
I'll second.
Any others? Hearing no other nominations, I will close the nomination on the appointment of Mr. Clark to serve with the Southeast Morris County Municipal Utilities Authority for a 5-year term ending January 31, 2029. Councilman Iannicone?
Yes.
Councilwoman Lindsay?
Yes.
Councilman Polypchuk?
Yes.
Councilman Russo?
Yes.
Councilman Silva?
Yes.
Council President Umbreak?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Clark is hereby appointed.
All right. And with that, I'll, any motions to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Meeting adjourned.
Thanks, Margaret.